Good afternoon. Yeah. Hey man, how's it going today, man? Let me see if you do stuff live. You got stuff going on here. Oh man. Son was shooting darts out this month. But anywho, how's everybody going? Yeah, my name is LaRon J. Josie. Josie Sports Nation. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff today, man. I was looking forward to going live, and I apologize for all the people that couldn't see me live. I was sitting there doing videos, man. Putting videos together. It's pretty hard to keep up with everything, you know. So I definitely excited for the people who are supporting the channel. If you new here, definitely hit the subscribe, hit the like button, also hit that notification bell. If you watching me on Facebook, go to YouTube and hit them likes for me. Appreciate it. But I'm doing well right now as far as YouTube. I'm really excited, man. I'm getting a lot of support from the people, again, I'm just definitely thankful for the support. Yeah, man. So today's a good day, man. South Georgia, hanging out, hanging out with the kids today. They're actually taking a nap now, so I'm my older son. He's out there. He got a YouTube page too, so he's working on his stuff upstairs. We all about the building YouTube pages in his house. That's what we do. But anyway, give me a second here. Put up this banner. Now, for the people who definitely, I thank you guys for all the love and the support, the super chats. Also, you want to support the channel, hit me up on the Cash App. Really appreciate that. What I want to do is talk about Giannis. Now, did you guys watch that game? Did you watch the finals? Was you interested in watching these finals? Now, this is what I want to say. I am so excited about the fact that a small market team won. Facts. Now I might be having a special co-host calling in. My boy William A. Thomas might call through. He's running, shaking and moving. Right? He's shaking and moving and everything. So we'll see if he get on. But yeah, man, I want to talk about Giannis, man. Giannis is bringing back leverage in the NBA. And a lot of people who check me out, they always come after me like, "Why you always after LeBron?" Listen, y'all can massage his feet if you want to. I ain't the one. He's dope. He's a dope athlete. LeBron is dope, but I am not going to be washing his trousers. Trust everything he do. Y'all just, oh man, at least he got a school. At least he, man, we talking about basketball, man. Basketball. And I just been blessed to see good basketball, from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s, and now the 2020s. So, yes, maybe I'm an old, bitter person who watched good basketball, but, I like to call these things out. See, history repeats itself, you know. So, shout out to the Greek Freak. I'm with Charles Barkley when he said this. Charles Barkley said he is rooting for a team that's not super team. People like, what is a super team? And according to the definition of a super team, is basically with a team that is loaded with more than about three or more all stars on the team. Now, if you remember back in the day, if anybody, I love talking to the people who love like NBA enthusiasts, man. But back in the day, everybody wanted their own team. You can look back in history. You had Toronto had Carter, Dominique Wilkins was in Atlanta, Indiana, a small market team. You had Reggie Miller, Michael Jordan, Chicago, New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing, Philadelphia. They had Barkley. Yeah, and a lot of people don't remember them days, but it made it exciting, you know. So, but what I want to talk about, man, I want to talk about what Giannis said, and I love this clap that back at LeBron. I don't know if anybody remember or heard LeBron slid a little jab in at Giannis. Now he could have did he can do that because I'm gonna put some respect on LeBron's name. He ran the East for what 15 years, 15, 16 years. East was him. Nobody can get through him on the East. He shut down Detroit, cut them, lend them limb. They won that championship, then they went back, I think, and they lost. And then after that, it was LeBron time. Prime LeBron. Toasted them, dude. Dropped 40, 50 points in the playoffs. He just won, I think he scored 48 straight points or something crazy like that. I mean, he was just doing some crazy stuff. LeBron destroyed Washington Wizards as well. Like nobody could do nothing with. So I put respect on his name. But he punked out. He ran like a little B-I-B-I.
My mama's cooking. Why? Little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. My mama's
You got that mama's cooking on him with Boston.
little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Little taste of mama's cooking. Why?
Facts. He couldn't take it. Do you remember when they used to try to market LeBron James? Because they wanted him to play against Kobe in the finals. Do y'all remember them puppet commercials? He couldn't deal with the pressure. Anyway, he threw shade at Giannis. And like I said, he deserved it. He could say whatever he wanted to because when LeBron was in the East, he was 0-4. Just he was sweeping everybody. He destroyed Giannis. He destroyed Atlanta because I remember Atlanta was they were doing pretty good at one point. What's the other team? Toronto. Oh man, LeBron was killing Toronto. Man, Boston. Like nobody can mess with LeBron. Like LeBron it was just easy for him. So I can see why he's saying this, but I'm gonna play this little clip that he threw this little jab at your boy Giannis. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick here. Let's see. Right here.
He had Channing a week and a half ago because he said, I don't care.
Giannis
Milwaukee
can't
didn't get better because Giannis can't score.
Oh
People
my
in their
God!
mind, they went crazy because all they was thinking like, the guy averaged 30. What do you mean he can't score? But I know what Channing is basically talking about. Like you got to break down the game. But no one,
Don't give
everyone
him
is
credit.
so like instant oatmeal
They
and so
get so
surface.
mad.
Like, yet Channing.
You see that? I don't think no one caught that. You don't see it in the media. LeBron threw a shot at him. Said he couldn't score. Cracking jokes. That's why I respect 50 points. He heard that. That's why he got them 50 points. 5 blocks. No one have done that since, I wouldn't even say Shaq. Shaq was dominant. He scored like 29 points in the finals. I think it was averaging like 27 points, 27 and 10 or something like that. I know it was a double-double, but no one put up those numbers like Giannis did since Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying, but Boosie, man, I don't understand it. Put some respect on Giannis' name, but I'm gonna keep playing this video.
Well, Monty Williams says Mikal Bridges running the floor. Shot blocked by Antetokounmpo.
Boom, perfect timing.
Once again comes out of nowhere and throws it off the backboard. Giannis down the other end. He banks it home.
Giannis.
Antetokounmpo inside.
Phoenix has to get more quick passing sequences. It's too much hand holding on to the ball.
The spin move. The finish. Giannis does it again.
Giannis then into the pick and roll, and Paul's finding enough room and separation to get off his mid-range jumper.
And that in the paint jumper for Antetokounmpo, 17 points. Giannis tries
Come
a
on
three.
now, dog.
That's good. Giannis
Come
Antetokounmpo
on,
with his
man.
first three-point make of the night. Assistant coaches, his dad at Arizona State was Doug Collins, who coached Drew at Philadelphia when he was an all-star with the Sixers. Antetokounmpo lays it up and in. Giannis backs in, leans, pulls up, jump shot, got it. Giannis Antetokounmpo dominating right now.
Let's go, let's go.
From Crowder, Adelaide looking inside of Antetokounmpo, puts up the one-hander. Shot is good.
Get
Does
off
it again.
me.
When you re-signed your contract, your extension, I'm sure it was with this in mind. Well, could you imagine it happening for you the way that it's happened?
No, man. I couldn't live. You know, there was a job that had to be finished. You know, I feel like the bubble did not pay
attention. He sounds like a boss.
paid us justice. You know, we give credit to Miami. He played great, but he did not.
He sound like an Italian boss. You hear what he said? Go back.
Did not paid us justice. You know, we give credit to Miami. He played great, but he did not pay us justice. Like everybody was feeling homesick. We're a family-oriented team. We wanted to see our families.
Bro, this is what I've been saying. I've been saying this stuff, man. Check, I got receipts for all these LeBron lovers, the ones who be washing his feet, massaging his calf muscle. You got Shannon Sharp rubbing his shoulders. I've been saying this. You heard what he said about the bubble? I'm going to play it again and again and again. The bubble was bull. It was BS. Like, people don't understand about business. It's WWE. Like, we look at a basketball, but they don't understand that they have to sell tickets. So if you think about it, we can always look back. I want to be like Mike. When they did that campaign with Michael Jordan, they was ending their CBS deal. They were trying to make money. So everybody wanted to be like Mike. That's why he had the Gatorade, he had the underwear, the Hanes, he had what was it? Wheaties. Your whole life was Michael. I remember I heard Puff's daddy say this. When Puff Daddy was making his money in the mid-90s, he wanted the whole urban experience to be Bad Boy. He had the music that was playing on the radio in the clubs. They had the clubs. They had the clothes, Sean John, that you would wear to the club. They had the vodka. And that was the thing. Then Jay-Z did it. Pay attention. It's about business. So when Michael Jordan was running, when doing all this stuff and doing this amazing stuff, he had to win. It's WWE. I'll have to look back, but they changed the rules for small guards back in the day because you could just push them around. It was a big man's game. You remember Kevin McHale's clotheslining Rambus? It's all a game here. They need the big man to win. They can't have the small market teams winning. That's why I love the fact that Giannis won, man. But Michael Jordan was, he was in Chicago, but he was the guy. Like Bird and Magic, they saved the NBA for people who don't know. The 70s, it was on tape delay. Nobody wanted to watch it. There was a video, I'm gonna put it on maybe on my next live. There were, I'll talk about it another time, but nobody was watching the NBA until they did the black-white feud. So everybody from, that was black was going with Magic, and everybody who was white was going with Boston, the Great White Hope, and that was a bad mother freaker, Larry Bird. They all did the Converse deal. Then you got Michael Jordan to come in. No one knew he was going to be that big. People didn't know Jordan was going to be like that. He was kind of like a late bloomer. Yes, he did make the McDonald's All-American. He always talk about he got cut, but that was like 10th grade or 9th grade, But he was a late bloomer, And then when you get to the end of, because I remember I watched this documentary. If anybody hit the like button, if you watch this documentary, but about Nike, they was trying to pick David Bowie, because I think he was the number 1 draft pick. He went to Portland, and then they was going to look for Akeem Olajuwon, which was second. They picked Jordan, and so at this point, you remember David Stern came in the league in '84, man.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
1984, he came in the league with Michael Jordan. And he's I think it was like an attorney. So he was promoting him. He was like, look, we got to promote somebody. And the Pistons was not with it. Pay attention. That's why it was important for Jordan to win eventually. So David Stern played his cards right. So when it got to 1992, around the time the Olympics was being played, they had to have Michael Jordan on there to make it global. It was all about money. I ain't mad at money. I'm a capitalist, man. Facts. But anyway, it was all about money. So he wiped out the league. But people don't understand, before that, they destroyed the Pistons, right? Swanee G. He brought the fans to the NBA after he crushed Bird. He never crushed Bird. He never really beat them, but as a team. But what happened was Bird was old. Like 1988, he should have retired. He was working on his roof and fell off his roof, and he wasn't that good. And Magic, he was declining. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was done, and that people don't understand. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was just getting points. He was not as good after like 84. Kareem was trash. People, because we looking at the highlights, Man, they was calling him trash, man. Like, look at the stats, man. But that's why, like, in Magic, another one, Magic couldn't shoot. They called him Tragic Johnson in 1984. Check it out. He was missing free throws and all the stuff that's happening now. I mean, because we got Twitter and all that stuff. He was doing that back then. He couldn't shoot. He would be passing up shots, and he had to learn how to shoot. That's why when they talk about Ben Simmons, I'm like, Ben Simmons, all he got to learn how to do is shoot. He is 6'10". He's bigger than LeBron James, and he got similar numbers. I think he's 15, 8, and 8. I think LeBron is 27, 8, and 8, pretty much. All you got to do is learn how to shoot, get a couple free throws, get on the line, get some confidence. He's good. But anyway, they've been promoting this, man. They've been promoting the NBA, and what I was going to say is they did an expansion draft. So when Pistons was running everything, and nobody liked the Pistons because they was dirty, and they did an expansion draft, and they broke up the Pistons. People don't understand that. They had Rick Mahorn on them guys on that team, and once they broke that team up, it was all Jordan. And Jordan, the league was diluted. I'm a Jordan fan. I'm just telling the truth. I tell truth. So when people be saying this stuff, I'm like, he dominated. Yes, he's one of the most dominated scoring players ever. But think about it. You're playing Toronto before Carter. They had like Muggsy Bogues. You're watching Muggsy Bogues. And Oakley. Oakley was up there. Oakley, you playing them 4 to 6 times a year? Then you playing Vancouver. For the young people, there was Vancouver Grizzlies. We had big country. You playing these teams 4 to 6 times. You playing Toronto, dropping 50. Come on,
bro. Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Come on. I see you in the queue. Well, just give me a second. So you had that. He ran it, and then he did what he's supposed to do, pushing the torch. And then you had Shaq and the Lakers and Kobe. But the super teams, man. Giannis, man. Oh man, he is bringing back an equal playing field, in my opinion. I call LeBron James Thanos. LeBron James is Thanos. I'm gonna play this clip with Thanos is saying, and then I'm gonna play this clip with LeBron saying, and we're gonna talk about this, and then I'll get you on. Will, give me 1 second. Oh yeah, listen, this is LeBron right here. Mm-hmm. 1 second.
Required correction. After that, the stones serve no purpose beyond temptation. I used the stones to destroy the stones. It nearly killed me. But the work is done. It always will be. I am inevitable.
Sounds like LeBron.
Death. Ronan's obsession clouds his judgment.
What did you do to them?
Nothing. Yet. They're not trying to stop something I'm going to do in our time. They're trying to undo something I've already done in theirs.
This is your future.
Didn't LeBron James try to undo something he already did when he went to Cleveland after building that super team?
It's my destiny.
My father is many things. A liar is not one of them.
LeBron James is a liar. Check.
Thank you.
For sure. Check this out.
Perhaps I treated you too harshly. And that is destiny fulfilled. So this is the future. Well done.
Thank you, Father. They suspected nothing.
The arrogant never do.
All y'all LeBron fans suspected nothing.
Go. Find the stones. Bring them to me.
What will you do?
Wait.
You don't think LeBron did that? Pay attention. LeBron recruited them dudes, man. I got receipts, man. 2007, when they went to the Olympics. People don't believe what I'm saying, man. I'm telling you. Let me pull that up. 2007, and his buddy told the truth. There you go. Let me find it. I think I'm playing out here. I got receipts. Find it. Let me find it. Let's see, Carmelo. All right, one moment. See if I still have it. I might not even have that one, but I'm gonna find it. Not this second, but I'm gonna find it. But anyway, but let's go back to what LeBron was saying, because LeBron was sitting there saying he didn't create the super team. All right, I'm gonna pull that up. Okay. All right, listen to LeBron live.
Last question on the left side. Hey, LeBron, Eric Pinkett's Basketball Insiders. You've been a part of two super teams, the one you have here, the one you had in Miami. Looking at what the Cavaliers, rather the Golden State Warriors have done, are you still a fan of the concept? Do you think it's a good thing for the NBA to build these teams, how they brought in Kevin? And you get what I'm asking?
No, not really. I don't believe I've played for a super team.
Oh my God!
I believe we're a super team here. So no, I don't. You guys want one more question before I leave and not see you guys for a long time?
2,000 years later.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
Not two, not three, not four, not five.
Come on
not
now,
six,
dog.
Not seven.
Come on, man.
Hey. And when I say that, I
get what I'm
Let's
asking?
go back.
Rather the Golden State Warriors have done. Are you still a fan of the concept? Do you think it's a good thing for the NBA to build these teams, how they brought in Kevin? And you get what I'm asking?
No, not really. I don't believe I've played for a super team.
Oh my God!
I believe we're a super team here. So no, I don't. You guys want one more question before I leave and not see you guys for a long time?
2,000 years later.
But we also know you three kings came down here to win championships. Not one, championships.
Not two.
LeBron, tell us about that.
not two, not three, not four, not five.
Come on
not
now,
six,
dog.
Not seven.
Come on, man.
Hey.
I bring receipts of this mug, man. Stop with this tomfoolery. Let me get this out of here real quick. Don't play with me out here, the LeBron lovers. Come on here and debate me then.
Bluetooth disconnected. Bluetooth connected.
Like playing with you. I like LeBron, but come on, keep it real. I just sat there and bashed my boy Michael Jordan for the last 5-10 minutes. Let me get my man Will on here. Yo. You there? William A.
Oh, man.
me get myself unmuted. Can you hear me now?
Here, you're good.
Yeah, man. Hey, why LeBron over there lying to the church?
Oh my God! You hear you? I gotta bring receipts out this month. I'm tired of this, man. People always like, "Oh, you hating? At least he got a school." Hey, man, cool, man. I ain't talking about what he do in his home life, man. I'm not doing that. What he do at home, is what he does, man. But we talking about sports.
Well, they might be on to something. Maybe at that school, what they do is they have 3 people work together to get the paper right, and they all cheat off of it and turn it in and say we all got an A.
That's what it sounds like. So we talking about this. So first off, what you think about Giannis winning the championship in the small market Milwaukee? How do you feel about that, man?
Man, that was definitely great. I mean, first off, shout out to Giannis. In fact, shout out to Giannis's parents, man. They raised 3 well-mannered young men who are they know about working hard. And honestly, sometimes I don't even know if we should call him the Greek freak. I think we need to call him a nightmare. But yeah, he definitely he did his thing. He deserves that Chick-fil-A that he's on the campaign to try to get for free.
Man, wouldn't that be dope if he bought some Chick-fil-A's and just Mama's cooking right there, man. Mama's cooking.
My mama's cooking. Why? A little taste of mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. Mama's cooking. A little taste of.
I just like that for some reason. Oh man, but yeah.
They're gonna get some type of deal out of it.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to play this clip, man, because like I said, people be trying to come after me, especially people who actually play. They put one foot in on a high school or a college basketball. They be like, "Oh, I play. Why people talking? They ain't play." Well, I'm gonna give you a veteran, Hall of Famer who said the same thing. All right, give me a second here. Let me pull this up. I want your thoughts on this too.
Has led the charge in terms of super teams being put together. Yeah. When he put together a team in Miami, basically put together a team together in Cleveland as well, and put together a team in Los Angeles or whatever. So he could pick his own team. I ain't gonna pick his team. Not bad about LeBron.
Yeah, I'm not saying LeBron would argue, because I know he would probably come back to me, but he will argue that these super teams always existed. If you look at all the championship teams, they've always had 2, 3, or even sometimes 4 All-Stars.
Players weren't picking their own teams.
Yeah. What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, if LeBron is actually saying that argument, I disagree with that. First of all, we got to separate between owners and management putting a team together and players putting a team together.
Yep.
Why would you want to? You a man. Why would you want to share the glory with someone else? I mean, I'm not talking about as far as your team. Of course, you want to everything. It's a team sport and so on. But why wouldn't you want to be able to say, "I'm the man. Because of me, we did this."
Right. That's my thing about it. I don't understand. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I thought about this. The reason why they do that is the media. It's the media. It's why Jordan felt the pressure he felt, because they were saying you can score, but you can't win. Ever since 1979, I'm a history buff, so pay attention. Ever since like 1979, because before that, the fans picked the players to go to the NBA All-Star and all these other things. They gave it up to the players, but then they start realizing that the players were just picking one team, everybody on one team being players. Get to the All-Star. You know what I'm saying? You know how like they do them picks. So it was unbalanced. So the fairness to the media, the best way to do it is the media. However, the media is the reason why these players are so soft, because they're reading their articles, they're saying that they're trash, and then they're also saying that you're nothing unless you win a championship. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I wouldn't say anyone's nothing, but that's the goal. Every kid, that's what they're making the goal. They're not saying I just want to play in the NBA. They want to have that fourth quarter down by 2, 3 seconds left. I'm taking the shot. That's what the kids are, dreaming about. So I just think that the media, you're right, the media does add a lot of pressure on there, but it's pressure towards what should be the goal.
Right.
You want to win.
Right.
Play to win the game.
You play to win the game. I need to get that on my mixer.
One of the problems now, though, is that everyone wants the, participation trophy. So what they're doing, though, is because everyone can't get the Larry Bryant, everyone can't get the Vince Lombardi. So they're sharing the participation trophy on one team instead. So everybody got to chip in. Let's say that Harden, Kyrie, all of them were healthy. Which nothing against them, all great players, but they would have done their little participation piece because they're not going to all drop 50.
Right. You're right. Do you remember? Do you think? Oh, go ahead. Keep your thought. This is good. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I haven't seen a super team yet where that's happened, where all of them end up dropping 50. What's happened is these guys are just the cut above guys. They're usually higher IQ, faster, and better scorers. So they're taking that aspect, the top of the top, and consolidating it into a little bit. I mean, if I was in ninth grade, I don't want to play the seventh graders. I want to play the 10th graders.
Right. Absolutely.
I want to make a name.
You want to play the best. You're absolutely right. Do you agree that LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony been friends since high school?
Yeah.
So you would believe he would know everything about how they created this league of theirs, right?
Right.
I want to play this clip. You got a little time?
Yeah.
You good? All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna play this clip though. Like I was saying, for you, LeBron, the guys who be rubbing LeBron's toes and massaging his shoulders. I'm gonna show you this. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna pull this up. You don't gotta hear it from me. I'm the biggest hater. All right. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Here it go. Right here.
Right to that, the NBA was everybody had their own team. We wasn't teaming up with nobody. It was I had Denver, Brown had Cleveland, D-Wade, Miami. CP was in New Orleans, AI Philly. T-Mac, it was like every Kobe, Lakers. Everybody had their own team, so nobody was really teaming up like that.
Welcome back to my channel for all my fans of the Josie Sports Nation.
Just giving you receipts here. Here you go.
You're there about can we do this in the NBA? Is there a way that we can play together? And all of a sudden here comes 2010, and those guys are working on the Miami thing. Or initially, I mean, there were other options. There was like, maybe it would be New York, maybe it would be Chicago, but it's going to be Miami. But you had signed when those guys had done 4 years with player option, you had done 5 with the player option. And you got left out of it. I think looking back, is there any doubt in your mind the big 3 in Miami would have been LeBron, D Wade, and Melo?
Well, it probably wouldn't have panned. It probably wouldn't have came up like that. It probably would have been me and LeBron somewhere and D Wade and Bosh somewhere, right? Like it was always, after that, the talk was, where are we going? Like, where can we go? Like, where can we partner up at? Where can we team up at? Like, this is too good. Like, we want this feeling forever. Like, we want to experience playing with other great players. Like, we want that. Where can we go? It was options. There was a lot of options out there. It was a lot of conversations out there. And at this time, you also you start throwing Chris Paul into the mix now. It's like, it's all of these conversations was had. It was just random conversations, but it was like, what would that be like? Because for so long prior to that, it was everybody had their own team. We wasn't teaming up with nobody. It was, I had Denver, Brown had Cleveland, D-Wade, Miami. CP was in New Orleans, AR Philly.
Super team creating, pay attention.
It was like every Kobe, Lakers, everybody had their own team. So nobody was really teaming up like that. So that was a part of my decision making in not signing a shorter term deal, because I was, out of all of us at that moment, I felt the most comfortable and the most confident in my situation in Denver.
See that?
We were winning, we were having, some success, and we were building off of previous years. So it was like, no, I didn't want to sign a 3-year deal with an option. No, I want to be here long term. Like, this is my team, this is my organization, this is my city. I want to
respect the Carmelo Anthony.
Be here long term, and that was my thinking.
Yeah, but let me get off here. But see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
LeBron messed up the league, man. If he just stuck the course, man, he would be the savior. But then he had to go and save the Monstars and become a savior that way. But that's another thing. But yeah, he messed up the league, man. In my opinion, from 2010 to 2020, those 10 years, you heard it from me. LeBron messed that league up. Yes, he's great. He dominated. He did what he was supposed to do, but he's a soft dude when it comes to that, because he let the media pressure him into leaving a good situation that he had. Do you remember when they used to the NBA was trying to promote them, and they had them puppets, a Nike commercial, because they were trying to get them to the NBA finals, and then Orlando won. Orlando beat Cleveland that year, and then LA ended up getting to the playing Orlando, and that was supposed to be LeBron. But people be like, "Oh, he don't get any help. He don't have any help." He always had an all-star on his team in Cleveland. Ogauskas was an all-star, But anyway, so for the naysayers out there, they always say stuff like, "Well, there were super teams all the time." Well, like you were saying too, Will, you were like, it's a different thing when an owner do it opposed to a player, because if an owner do it, the team is not going to be scrapped. They're going to get something from it. You don't believe me? I got receipts. So let's talk about Boston, because everybody want to talk about, oh, Boston had a super team. You heard that before, right?
Yep.
So first off, in 2010, because the super team is the definition is having like 3 or more all-stars on the team. All right. So 2011 is when LeBron built the super team. So 2010, here's the East All-Stars. Allen Iverson, Philly. Dwayne Wade, Heat. LeBron James, Cavs. Kevin Durant, Boston. Dwight Howard, Orlando. Now the bench players was Joe Johnson, that was Hawks. Rondo was Celtics. Derrick Rose was Bulls. Paul Pierce. Yeah, Chris Bosh he was a Raptor. Al Harford was a Hawks, and David Lee. Right.
Oh.
So they, as we all know, three of those players got on the same team. Now, granted, Boston had 3 on here too. But what I would like to say is Boston, when they made those trades, those teams got something from it. Right? So, and then 2010, Cleveland won 61 games. You don't think they were on the cuffs of winning the championship if they kept going? Because Boston was getting older anyway. So Boston and Miami made the playoffs in 2010. Now let's look at this trade. If it wasn't for this trade, so Ray Allen was in Ray Allen was in, let me see. He was at Seattle Seahawks. I mean, not Seahawks. What was that team? Seattle
Supersonics.
Supersonics. That's what. So they end up getting Deontay West and Wally Serbiak for that trade, and a 5th round pick of Jeff Green. That's who Boston got, right? So let's see here. I think I got the how much they were scoring. I think I put it on here. But anyway, so Serbiak was scoring. He scored 13 points a game. Then you had what's the other dude I was saying? You paying attention, man?
Yeah, you said Deontay.
Yeah, Deontay. Yeah, Deontay was scoring. Then yeah, Jeff Green. But look who Seattle got in this trade. Guess who was drafted in 2007? Kevin Durant. So they do you hear what I'm saying? Everybody want to talk about Boston. But dude was old. He was Ray Allen was old. That was like his 11th year in the league. They got rid of him they wanted Durant. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So they got Kevin Durant plus all these other players. Now, look what Kevin Garnett when he got traded, right? So he gets traded. This is the same deal, same trades. Minnesota gets Al Jefferson, Ryan Gomes, Sebastian Telfair, which he was a good point guard at the time, and Gerald Green, Theo Ratliff. All right. And guess who they get in the draft? Kevin Love.
So what it sounds like is the real super team at that time was the management team.
Yeah.
Because they knew what the heck they were doing.
They knew what they were doing, exactly. They was rebuilding, and then they wanted these players. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when you got a owner do it, you get things in return. But when LeBron left Cleveland, and they want to brag about it, like, oh, they couldn't win after him, right? Because they couldn't get nothing in return. The brother was getting 27 points a game, and they invested their whole energy into him from 2000 and for 7 years. And they were trying to get players that would play good with him. But let's be honest, how many people would want to go to Cleveland to play when you could go to LA? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, they were like, well, Lakers in the 80s in Boston, they're in a super team. Well, here's the thing. They did it through the draft. They used to flip a coin. From 1966 to 1984, the teams that finished worst, they would flip a coin, and then they would go in a chronological order of the worst teams. And free agency didn't start until I want to say 1976, and that was because of a lawsuit of by Oscar Robertson. You know what I mean? Like he fought for that, but it really didn't start picking up for real until like the 2000s, right?
Right.
Most people stayed on their team
With pride. I mean, these guys were competitive. They wanted the glory. They wanted the win.
right? That's why I'm like, man, come on. So that's why I said respect to Giannis, man. He put out them big numbers, man. 50 points in a closeout game, crazy. And I didn't like what because I was actually rooting for Chris Paul, man, but Chris Paul wasn't stepping up at all, man. Like I just trade my team. I was like that little meme with Homer Simpson when he go in in the weeds and come out with the other shirt. I was like, I started saying, "Go Giannis, man." I'm like, God dang, like, he wasn't making those shots. He was scared to shoot. He was getting turnovers. I'm like, what is going on with this brother? Do you want it, my nigga? He ain't want it. You know?
He basically turned into Giannis from last year, which we all know that those guys they just wanted to go home because of that bubble.
Yep, you heard him say that too. He said that's what I've been saying all of last time, like or last year. I'm like, man, that bubble is bull crap, man. Charles 20G said, thanks Ray Allen for LeBron winning a championship in Miami. Yeah, that's true. You remember that shot he hit?
Yeah,
this dude would have went 1 for 3. You know, I kind of don't like doing that because they're all a team, but truth is the truth. If it wasn't for him hitting that shot and saving his career. Can you imagine they with that super team and went 1 for 3? Crazy, man. So yeah, I was rooting for Chris Paul, man, but I had to change teams on that one. I was like, man, I was a fair weather fan there. I wanted them to get it, but jeez. You know?
Yeah. I mean, and you remember last year, people were making those memes saying the Greek freak when he goes, I forgot who he was going up against. He was either getting shut down or not putting enough effort, and they were saying he's like a poodle or something like that.
Yeah. He played like Frankenstein to me. I mean, you know, so and the thing is, I think Phoenix's game plan was to foul him, and he made all his free throws this time. So yeah, I like that, man, because he played on both ends, offense and defense, and then Middleton stepped it up too. But I don't know, man. I think because everybody want to say like that's the beginning of Phoenix. I'm like, nah. Chris Paul's 36 years old, point guard. He don't got it anymore like that. He had a couple of spurts, you know, where he did very well, but he's injury prone. He's always been like that his whole career, and I believe he was holding them back because he kept on slowing the ball down. That's his style, and I believe like Phoenix always had like a running team, even when they had Nash. I remember they had Kevin Johnson back in the day, and they was always like a running team, and he was slowing them down. And then like there was a couple of plays where I could tell he didn't want the ball, you know. And Booker, he was just letting Booker do it. You know, Booker ain't that dude yet. You know, he's good, but he ain't. And it's going to be different because all them people are going to come back. Like LeBron's going to come back, and now you see LeBron trying to recruit still. He's trying to get. I think he's trying to get Lillard. Saw him at the WNBA game during the finals. I can see he trying to recruit. I don't blame him. But let me tell you, if he gets Lillard, man, he getting 3 more. Trust me. If he get Lillard, it's over.
Everyone has to stay healthy, though. You know.
That's true, but as long as they got them 2, it don't matter who else they get. They get and that's another thing. Like LeBron is smart. He's a very smart guy when it comes to business and sports because he got his buddy, Ron Paul? I mean, what's his name?
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul. And if you notice all the moves, Rich Paul has those players like AD. You see, Lonzo Ball might come back to the Lakers. He has him as a client.
Mm.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, he's smart, man. He's playing good chess moves, but I'm just happy that people like Damian Lillard and the Greek Freak and staying to their guns and stay on their teams, man. Just like it makes it better, makes it a lot better. You know, we saw some
Yeah.
good playoffs games there.
Great basketball. You know, I hope it could be the start of just others seeing that and just wanting to be competitive.
Right,
Come on,
man.
let's compete. Let's beat the other guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Facts.
you ever see? I mean, I know you don't watch Star Wars, but there was a scene. He was like, "You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them."
Mm. Man, that's real talk. You real quick before I let you go, do you two things I'm gonna ask you, and you could pick one or pick whatever you want to. I got a couple other topics on there. Um, what do you think about Maria Taylor going to NBC, and also, who do you think is the best player that never won a ring in the NBA?
Well, I mean, as far as the best that never won a ring, I'm gonna have to probably give that to either the mailman or his sidekick. One of them.
Why
You know,
would you say that?
I mean, first off, if it wasn't for Jordan, there were 2 years that those Utah Jazz teams would have won.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely without a doubt, Jordan was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Malone, you know that, especially since the game was a little bit slower and it was a little bit more physical, but he could out physical them. You know, he had that that little mid range going on. There wasn't really nothing you could do. He going to deliver that mail all day long. Now, the only reason I say also possibly Stockton, you know, this was your quintessential perfect point guard.
Mhm.
And I just don't know, you know, between those two. I know there were a lot of great players that came and went, but during that era, if you were to plug one of those two into any other team, those were championship contenders.
Okay. Um, okay. You really believe that?
Yeah.
I know Stockton was pretty good point guard, but I don't know. I don't know. So you're saying both of them together, or one of them like they could play on a team? Because I doubted if Stockton would have went to Toronto, we probably never heard of him before. After that,
No, I think of some of the people who came through Toronto though. You know, I mean, it was towards the end of his career, of course, but you know he was there for the beginning events, right?
do you think he's? Do you think he's better than Allen Iverson?
He's not nearly as skilled as Allen Iverson, but if I had to pick one of them two to be the point guard on my team, I'd pick John Stockton.
All right. What about Elgin Baylor? His average triple double.
Uh, I can't really judge it. I didn't follow them all like that.
Okay, fair enough. All right. What about Maria Taylor?
Everything's working according to plan.
That's what
She
I thought too.
she you know, you get what you can negotiate for. And whenever you're going into a negotiation, you ask for more than what you expect to get. She asked for more. They said no. Someone else is going to give her more than what they offered her. They offered her 3 million. Someone else is going to pay her more. So I mean, she'll end up yeah, T Mac. That's Yeah, you probably got me, to switch. I forgot about those two, Swanee.
Well, Penny.
I go team. If T Mac could stay without getting hurt, he would probably be one of the greatest players of all time.
About Grant Hill.
He's a great player.
Spoke prematurely, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm driving.
I give you that.
You just threw it on the spot. All I could think of, but as far as teams though, that Utah Jazz team, they were pretty good.
Yeah, they were a problem, man. I remember they swept Shaq and Kobe twice, 2 years in a row. People don't remember that. They swept them. Like, see, Shaq, man, yes, he was the most dominant player, but you remember that was the era of the big man game. And he couldn't handle them, man, except for like he did well with Ewing. He did well with what's the other guy? He did well with Lonzo Mourning because they were Georgetown guys and they only do like 2-3 different moves. But he couldn't mess with Elijah one. He couldn't mess with another one that people don't know. He couldn't mess with Big Country. I don't know if you remember Big Country, but he played briefly for what team was that? Vancouver. And then he couldn't handle he had a problem with Karl Malone too in that team. But well he got his numbers, but they just couldn't handle that pick and roll. Good basketball back then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I appreciate you getting on, man. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Yep. Thank you for having me on.
Anything you want to shout out before you get off?
Oh man, be sure to check out TNJ Radio, another platform where we're getting into the dumb stuff. Yours truly's on there. There's also a great co-host I have. This guy he never comes with the same hat. Has his own sports radio show. We call him the historian, but yeah, LaRon J of Josie Sports Nation is also on there. So yeah, be sure to check it out. We're on there on YouTube. Wednesday nights we have a live show, but that's it. I'm getting chased by an ambulance.
All right, man. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate it. Holla at
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yeah, that's a pretty dope conversation there. Oh man, yeah, but a shout out to everybody who supports the channel with the Cash App LR Josie Report 412. Also, if you're on Facebook, appreciate the super chats that you're sending. Now, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it today. I might go on later if I feel like it. We'll see. But hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll talk to you another day.